probably like one of the last ones we'll be doing.
No!
I don't think so.
Okay, well, tell that to them.
Oh.
But yeah, so
Sort of police.
we're hoping. Yes, we're very excited. It's going to be a lot more professional this year.
I believe it. I believe it.
Back wings and decorations
Looks good.
that we
Looks
stole
good.
from
Special effects. Hoverboards.
Hoverboard. Yep, the whole everything.
Wow.
So we are proud to present the Nativity.
A Christmas story.
How long can I make
Story
this
of
video without
Christmas.
having to stop it?
Oh,
Okay.
at least 10 minutes.
I can't reach my coffee. Can you get my coffee? It's down there.
Long ago, in a town of Nazareth in Galilee, lived a young woman named Mary. She sang as she helped her mother with the daily household chores and chatted with her friends when they came to visit. Mary was engaged to be married to a man named Joseph. He was a good man. He worked as a carpenter in Nazareth.
Wow. Fancy.
It's real modern, Joseph.
Yeah.
Oh.
Oh.
Wow.
One day, when Mary was busy baking bread, a shining figure suddenly appeared before her. Alarmed, Mary dropped her bread in fright. And this was an angel Gabriel. He had come to deliver a special message from God.
Another effect.
Angels on a
Do not be afraid, Mary. God has chosen you to be the mother of baby Jesus. You can call him Jesus. He will be a very special king.
This is a man.
Wow. Wow.
Yeah, yeah. You're right.
Oh.
Mess it up.
Mary hurried to tell Joseph the angel's news. Mary hurried to tell Joseph the angel's news. Joseph was troubled, wondering if their marriage should go ahead now that Mary is expecting a baby. But that night, in a dream, an angel told him, an angel told him that he should get married, all would be well.
Do it nice, huh? All right.
Do it right.
Seriously.
I'm trying to be Christian.
Hovering. It does look like an angel when they fly around.
Good
Right?
though. Good.
I don't know, Joseph.
It's
had
that
to go
little
back
thing.
and
See the
fix.
little.
Soon
He's got his GoPro
after,
hooked up to it.
Mary and Joseph were married. The empire decreed that every man should go to the town where he had been born to be counted. Joseph and Mary had been born in Bethlehem far before, so Mary and Joseph packed up their belongings and set off for the journey. So Mary and Joseph packed up their belongings and set off for the journey.
Goodness, what is going on back there? Oh.
Oh, wow.
Days later, they reached Bethlehem, dusty and tired. The town was crowded with people. Mary and Joseph went from inn to inn, trying to find somewhere to stay, but every inn was full.
I am totally recording the whole thing. We're 4 minutes in.
Finally, a young innkeeper took pity on them. He had no spare rooms, but he did have a stable. Mary was worried. She knew that her baby could be born at any time now.
Where's the baby? Where is she not pregnant?
Mary peered inside and smiled. She was happy to find a warm and clean place to rest at last. Later that night, in the snug little stable, Mary Mary's baby boy was born. He called him Jesus, the name the angel had given her, and wrapped him in warmly in a blanket. Gently, Mary laid Jesus in a manger filled with soft hay. Mary and Joseph smiled happily at each other. They knew Jesus was a very special baby. Later, Mary rested while Joseph watched over her and the baby. How peaceful they look, he thought tenderly.
Joseph
Can't walk.
has a walking problem.
Yeah. Stay back there. Stay back there. Stay back there.
Meanwhile, on a nearby hillside, some shepherds tending their flock of sheep. We gathered together to tell stories through the night. Suddenly, a brilliant light filled the sky. An angel appeared before the fearful shepherds. I bring you good tidings of great joy. This day a baby was born in Bethlehem. You will find him laying in a manger. As the shepherds looked up, astonished, the sky blazed in lights. Angels appeared, shining brighter than the brightest stars, singing and praising God. Peace on earth, goodwill to all people. Then just suddenly the angels were gone. The shepherds were very excited. We must go to Bethlehem at once to see the baby and worship him.
Let's go.
And off they went, taking a tiny lamb with them for a gift.
Mary has to walk.
Your hoverboard, Mary.
Typical husband, more
Yeah.
go by his electronics than always walking.
Oh, Christian walking as well.
Yeah.
He's carrying the baby.
The shepherds hurried to Bethlehem as
Very
fast as
old
they
school.
could. There in the stable they found Mary, Joseph, and the baby Jesus. The shepherds kneeled quickly by the manger, careful not to wake the sleeping baby. Filled with love, they presented the lamb to the baby before returning their sheep in the hills. On the way back, they told everyone they meet about the amazing things they had seen and heard.
Wow, it's amazing. Wait, come back. Come back. No, go that way. Go that way. Mary, Joseph.
Is that our
Mary,
star?
Joseph. Come this way. Okay. Yeah, you guys just stay. Wait. No, not yet, Amelia. Not yet, Amelia.
It's almost like the music changes with the scene
Hello?
too.
Yeah.
Okay, stay.
Very well done.
Far away in the east, some wise men saw a bright new star in the sky. The star was a sign that a king had been born. The wise men followed the star in Jerusalem in search for the new ruler. King Herod was furious when he heard about the new king. He summoned the wise men and demanded that they return to him once they found the baby. Herod presented and wanted to worship the new king, but in fact he wanted to kill him. The wise men left Jerusalem and continued on their journey across the desert.
Charlie, chase the star. They're following the star.
The wise men rested a day and traveled by night so they could follow the great star. It guided them on their way, leading to the town of Bethlehem.
Hey, come back.
Once the star reached Bethlehem, it glowed stronger and brighter than before. Finally, it came to the rest over the stable where Jesus lay. They had found the king at last. The wise men went into the stable carrying gifts for Jesus. They brought him precious gold and sweet-smelling frankincense and healing myrrh. The wise men bowed down and worshipped the baby. Later that night, each was warned in a dream not to return to King Herod. So the men traveled back to their country by a different route.
Now, just
Their journey took many days. They basically went back. The journey took many days and finally reached Egypt safely. Here they stayed until an angel brought Joseph good news. King Herod had died, making it safe for the family to return home. Each year we celebrate the birth of baby Jesus. We call the special time Christmas.
Okay. Okay, everybody bow.
Where's our donkey?
And where's the donkey?
The best part.
Donkey's coming.
It was one of the best parts. It was one of the best parts. Anybody have just shot of that? I just want a picture of them. I should have the horse head on.
Well, you couldn't see then. Okay, everybody bow. Everybody hold hands. Everybody hold hands. Everybody hold hands.
Let's turn the lights on so we can see.
We took the
That
lights
is
out
the
yet.
lights. They
Took
unscrew
the
them.
lights out?
Yes.
Oh, wow.
Ready?
Okay.
1, 2, 3. Bow.
Hayden, horse.
Allie.
Can you wave?
Narrator.